Everyone, it's Christine. Welcome back to the Building and Maintaining a Healthy Self-Esteem video series. So today I want to look at your unhelpful rules, negative conclusions, and unhelpful behaviors. I know this seems like a lot, so hopefully I can break it down a bit for you. So we all have rules for living our day-to-day lives. These rules are necessary and helpful. Now, unhelpful rules negatively guide the way that you live your life and negatively affect your decisions, choices, and actions. These rules often go together with your negative beliefs. So let's look at some helpful versus unhelpful rules. Here are some examples to show you the difference between a helpful and an unhelpful rule. So for a helpful rule, we have, if I drink any alcohol, I can't drive. Now that rule is based on fact. When you look at the unhelpful rule, I can't wear this dress, I will look fat. That is based on your own opinion. So as you can see from that example, helpful rules are based on facts, whereas unhelpful rules are usually based on your own opinion. And so along with our unhelpful rules comes our negative conclusions. Our negative conclusions are the conclusions that you come to about yourself or a situation based on your negative beliefs about yourself. Your negative conclusions are outcomes that you assume will happen if you do not follow your unhelpful rules. So let's look at an example. This can get confusing, so I think hopefully this example can break it down for you. So you have the sentence, I can't get close to anyone because they will hurt me. So underlined, you have, I can't get close to anyone. And that is going to be your unhelpful rule. And underlined, on the other side, you have, they will hurt me. This is your negative conclusion. So we'll look at one more example. I can't speak up because they will think I'm stupid. So I can't speak up is underlined. That is your unhelpful rule. And then on the other side, we have they will think I'm stupid underlined. And that is your negative conclusion. That is what you are assuming is going to happen if you speak up. So your unhelpful rules and negative conclusions actually keep your negative beliefs about yourself in place. Living up to such rules means that your behavior is restricted in such a way that your negative beliefs about yourself don't have the opportunity to be challenged to see if they are accurate. So adjusting your unhelpful rules and negative conclusions. When you are ready to challenge your unhelpful rules and negative conclusions, it may help to follow these steps. 1, clearly identify what your unhelpful rules and negative conclusions are. 2, figure out where it came from or how it developed. 3, ask yourself, is it realistic, reasonable, or achievable? 4, recognize the negative consequences of having and keeping the unhelpful rule and negative conclusions. So chances are the negative consequences for this is in a lot of cases, you're not taking chances. You're not putting yourself out there to see what you are capable of. And number 5 is create a more helpful rule and a more positive conclusion. So here's just a little diagram of a worksheet that I have done. So you just split it up into sections, basically asking yourself those questions. The first box, you're going to put the negative rule and conclusion you would like to change. Stick to one at a time. It's a lot easier. In the second box, you have what negative impact has this unhelpful rule and negative conclusion had on my life. And then the third box, where did this unhelpful rule and negative conclusion come from? And the fourth box, how is this unhelpful rule and negative conclusion unreasonable? And then in the two split boxes below that, you have advantages and disadvantages. And then at the bottom, that's where you're going to put your more positive rule and conclusion, one that's more realistic, flexible, and adaptable. I just find having worksheets, writing it down, having it in front of me, holds me more accountable, and it's also, lays it out for me. So as I've said before, practice, practice, practice. The more you practice these skills, the more familiar you will become with your more positive rules and conclusions. And again, as I've said before, everybody's going to have a bad day, but as long as you keep moving forward, that's what matters. So now we have our unhelpful behavior. Your unhelpful behaviors are the actions you take to ensure your negative conclusions do not come true. So let's use one of our previous examples and break it down. I can't get close to anyone because they will hurt me. So first underlined, you have, I can't get close to anyone. This is your unhelpful rule. And then second, you have underlined, they will hurt me. That is your negative conclusion. So based on these, your unhelpful behavior would most likely be to not let anyone get close to you, to hold people at a distance. Now, why does your mind come up with unhelpful rules, negative conclusions, and unhelpful behaviors? If you are able to follow your unhelpful rules and live up to the standards you have set for yourself, you can feel fairly good about yourself. However, you may put a lot of pressure on yourself by trying to live up to your unhelpful rules in order to protect your self-esteem from any further damage. So while things may seem to be going well on the surface, your negative beliefs about yourself are still there. Just under the surface, being protected by your unhelpful rules, negative conclusions, and unhelpful behaviors. So basically, you're just living in a cycle and you're not stepping out of your comfort zone. You're not challenging these things. So here's a little diagram of the cycle of how this works. So you have your negative life experiences, which lead to your negative beliefs about yourself, which then lead to your unhelpful rules and negative conclusions, which then lead for you to have unhelpful behaviors. And then that just follows through again, back up to your negative beliefs about yourself. So what we want to do is we want to break that cycle. So by coming up with more positive beliefs about yourself, more positive conclusions, and more helpful behavior, you can break this cycle. So thank you for watching another video in this series, Building and Maintaining a Healthy Self-Esteem. Stay tuned for the next video where we will talk about challenging our negative thoughts. If you have any questions or concerns or just want some, tips on where to look for worksheets or that kind of thing, please give me a call at 519-539-8055, extension 265, or email me at christinesmith@cmhaoxford.on.ca. I know today seemed like a lot, so I didn't really want to break it up because they all kind of go hand in hand. So yeah, if you're having any trouble with this video, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help. Okay, everyone, have a great day.